Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Hey everybody, welcome back to J is for Justice. My name is Jay, I'm your host. It is Saturday, August 31st. We're doing our Friday today on Saturday. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. It's good to see you, Potato and Kendo and Gypsy. Sarah, welcome in. Cheryl T, thank you for coming in and moderating. Say No, good to see you. Good to see everybody. I figured we could do just a basic live about the flashlight videos again, because it seems like things are getting a little out of hand with this whole video. So what I wanted to do tonight was just show you guys like the footage that I received from whoever sent it to me. I don't know who sent it to me, to be honest. But whoever sent it to me, I just want to show you guys the footage, because I feel like this is becoming kind of like the Chris Watts footage, where it's like, you know, now there's a whole bunch of things. There's a sedan, there's an SUV, there's all these crazy things that are being talked about, like luggage racks. I'm telling you, y'all, you can't see that shit. You can't. But I'm going to show you the raw footage that I received, which is not directly from, you know, like their hard drive. This is the screen recording, right? So as you can see, if you're watching any of these videos that are reenactments and trying to, you know, see things in these videos that may not be there, you can see on the right-hand side of these ones that I have, it is crazy, it's crazy. So I see you, single mom. Welcome in, Mrs. Welcome in, Newfie. Hey, Pine, Ruckus Scooter. Hey, Sherry, Sarah. So anyways, on the right-hand side, you can see this is almost crystal clear, where you can see like the calendar, the dates, see where it says Sunday up there, and then you can see the 4, 11, 18, and 25. You can see all their little controls, right? So without further ado, let's get into it. Hey, Butter, welcome in, everybody. If I missed you, make sure you hit that like button. So we're just going to play this through. Hold on. Let me get the right one. That would help. Okay, the first one here. And I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to play it and let you guys see what it looks like. So you can see literally how it's being altered if it is. What's up, Crystal Cooter? Good evening, Proud Fur Mom and Dynamite. Lala. Hi, Tammy. People need to see the full thing with the controls more. Right. I mean, I want this to be crystal clear. Because
I want this to be crystal clear.
If you see up here in the right-hand corner, upper right-hand corner is where that's where Nick Beres, like, cropped it and showed you guys subject 1 and subject 2, right? So this is your first one. I'm going to play it again. You see their floodlight come on, right? Because there's some kind of movement that made their floodlight come on. And you can see that flashlight move across barely. Right? Okay. So that's the first one. This is what whoever sent it to me labeled it video. Now we're going to go to video 1, because there's 3 different videos. Here's video 1. All right, let's make this bigger. That's what she said, right? To Tony. Ha. Okay, so here we go. This one you can see like the play buttons at the bottom. You can see it says 2/23/2024 at 3:11. Okay, this is just exactly what I was sent. But I don't believe anyone's seeing any vehicles, and I'm going to show you why. All right, so here is video number 2, which is labeled video 1. You see their garbage cans in this view, right? Light goes on, and then whoever's filming starts to zoom in. You see what we call the ruckus at the top. And then you see a light go on, right? How anyone's seeing a sedan or a luggage rack or anything in these. Isn't it sketchy that Tony claims he's never seen it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, because you can't... Well, you can see a light go on right here. All right, we're going to play this one again. This, again, is video 1. Hi, Cheesy Weezy. I'm glad you're here. Hey, Nicole. You see a light turn on. Now, is it a headlight? Is it a flashlight? I don't know. But I don't see a sedan or a luggage rack or an SUV. Right, the dates are wrong. We have no idea what this is. Honest to God, we really don't. But we know that someone, kooky, already put audio with it. No, this isn't dash camera. This is from a house on the corner of Kellen and Stafford. All right, let's open up the third video, which is labeled video 2. Video 2. Now this one here is going to be a little bit more blurry for some reason. But you can see the person screen recording it, right? You can see them holding up their hands. It said 2:23, didn't it? I mean, all I know is that this ish was sent to me. I don't know. But here's the second one, guys. Hold on. Where did my video 2 go? I just don't. I think that that people are seeing things that aren't there. Here it is. See, now that one's a little more blurry on the right, but you can see the dates. And I know Potato made this bigger one time, and the date over there was the 25th in red. They said the date and time on the screen was stuck. The date is on the right-hand side. So do you see that little red over here on the far right where the little controller things are? There's a little red square. That's the 25th. Oh, 26th in red. Sorry. 26th in red on the little calendar. So something is definitely messed up with the cameras. Do I think that someone had a jammer? I don't. And the reason I don't think someone had a jammer, let's play that one again. I'll tell you why. That Glenda, because it is a bunch of vehicles in the driveway. But there are lights back here going off. And we'll look at it closer. But I want to show you guys on Google Earth something. Let's go to Google Earth. You guys ready to go Google Earth in with Jay? Buckle up. It's sometimes a bumpy ride around here. But I want to show you the angle of this camera. I want to show you where I think the flashlights are coming from. So I'm going to try to line this up. Okay. I can't believe we're going over this shit again. Okay, so there we have Google Earth. Oh, we're on Kellen right now. Okay, hold on. Corner of Stafford and Kellen right here. All right. So this is the corner where this car would have turned in. Okay. And in my opinion, I believe that the car pulled up. Now, you can't see in this view, but the two little trees that are right here, I'm going to scoot it up just a little bit, but I think they were way back here because their camera did not pick up the vehicle, okay? The camera's not in, or the vehicle's not in frame. Now, here we are, real time, all right? So if you pull the vehicle up, let's say right here, you know, right where these arrows are at, let's say they parked it right here, and your headlight shines on these little trees right here. See the shadows from the sun? Right? See the shadows from the sun? Well, you might just have that with the truck headlight, right? Yeah, I don't think those are Wi-Fi cameras. I think those are hardwired in to their side of their house. If it is that big of a deal to do it again, don't do it. No, I didn't say it was a big deal. Quit bugging out. Amy, I want to say thank you so much for your PayPal. That was so nice of you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Amy. I'm glad you're here. So I wanted to thank you. I really, really appreciate that. I woke up this morning, I'm like, Amy. All right, so anyways, quit bugging out. And just let me talk through my shit. So here is the house. That's where the camera's at. Now, if you look at it from this angle, can you tell what I'm saying? Like, they parked out of frame. Does it make sense? Or do I need to get my annotate and draw? We have no proof of anything else other than these little clips, and they don't show much. So I wanted to show it. I can't believe I have to show it because people make shit up. Yeah, no, that part I can't believe, bugging. And I like to show my people the truth, right? Just like it wasn't a garbage truck. We always knew it wasn't a garbage truck. We never fell for this shit. Okay, so if you look right here, I believe that the car pulled up and parked right about here. Maybe even on an angle, right? Because then you have the flashlight people coming through here, right? Somehow to the car, in my opinion. But you have this camera right here, all right? This camera is facing like this way, and then you can actually see over here to this next road. So that they want to be able to see all of their cars in their driveway right here, right? And then it goes out of frame. That's why when Nick Beres says the two flashlights will go out of frame, they can't see. Talking to locals, yeah, I don't believe binocular Bobby. I don't believe any of that. Is that an open question for chat, Tommy? Oh, Lord. So anyways, I believe that that's where the camera frame goes, right? So this camera is not going to pick up anything from here down, right? You're not going to see shit. So there's no way to know if a fucking SUV, a van, a semi-truck, or anything pulled up because you wouldn't see it in the camera. Then they backed up here and then they left, right? So let's go over that again. So we have them right, pulling into Kellen, then going to Stafford. Oh, I'm going to pull right here. All right, hop in, Boop. I'm going to back up. And I'm gone. Boop. That's kind of how it went. Whoops. So I don't understand why it's so confusing, right? So now let's go back down to the ground. We're going to go right here. And it pulls up this old ass thing, but you can see, right? They just backed right up right here at the corner. Right here at the corner of Kellen. I don't like those grates, but. So let's go back up here, and then we're going to go back to our flashlight video. But if you look here, and look how high that camera is up here. See it right there? See the camera? Now, all you got to do is swing around. I'm making y'all dizzy, aren't I? Swing around here, right? Bring it around town. And what do you have through here? The Proudfoot's house. Sebastian's house. Right? So let's zoom out again. I want to show you something else. Remember the dog scent we heard about? Remember the dog scent? Okay, we're going to look straight. I'm not reading chat because it distracts me sometimes. Okay, so let's go here. Okay. Now, we have a scent, from what we know, coming out here, the front door. And then the scent went over here, right? Now what we're going to do is we're going to zoom out to the sky. And we're going to 2D it. All right. Now, if you look here, when the doggies left, Snazzy, I don't know what that is. I don't even know anymore, to be honest with you. Hang on, Snaz. Thank you for your super chat. I will answer snooper chats in a minute. But we had him coming out the front door. Right? It went around the side. And then from what we know, it went this way and then zigzagged back this way. That's how I understood it. Hey, Belinda. Hey, Vestiges. I tried to talk about this 4 months ago. No one wants to listen. Dude, I went over this 4 months ago too, Vestiges. I know I always do go back over things. You have to. Snazzy Trinkets. Do you think it's possible the Ruckus video could be Seth in his ponytail, maybe his mom or sister, and not Katie or Chris? I think anything's possible. I really do. I think anything's possible. And thank you so much, Snazzy. I don't know what I think about that Ruckus video anymore. Hey, Barbara. Hey, Buffalo. Oh, I have the day and night comparison. But that's what I think, Remy. Because they said that the dog kind of zigzagged in the backyard, right? And then went to the retaining pond. And it ended at the retaining pond. Or could it have been like this? Hold on. I've got another theory here. What about if it went like this? Okay. What if it came out the front? What if it came out the front? The scent went around. We know it went around to this side of the house. But what if it went through and cut through and went to the retention pond? Like, we don't know there wasn't a vehicle because, look, there's the retention pond. Right? I just think it's weird that Max dove in the pond, but I don't know. It is grounding, Potato. It's grounding amongst the chaos. Yeah. I'm glad. I'm glad. And it is for me too. It is for me too. But, you know, if we look at this from this perspective, that possibly, you know, Sebastian could have had a plan with somebody, left the house, zigzagged around, and ended up over where that vehicle was. Because from what we heard from Binocular Bobby, it was 3 to 5 minutes. Can I tell you more about the ruckus video? Sure. We'll get into that. But I just think that it's virtually impossible, first of all, to see from this footage that we received that there was, and what kind of car it was, et cetera, et cetera. But I do think that the headlights could have been shining on this, and it wouldn't have been hard for someone to turn a light on so that someone can walk, you know, see where they're walking through this ditch. Yeah, Chris did say that, Sweet Crazy. I'm pretty sure that Chris said that look at those lines in that yard, nice. But Chris said that it like zigzagged around and stuff. Oh, how is it on the big screen? Sabrina, I don't think they act like they could care less at all. But see, they could have parked back here. Like I said, the camera's here. Seth even said himself that he knew exactly what camera that was. Yes, all black. Yeah, we thought there was a ruckus. You wouldn't have the greenery, no. But it would still make a little shadow, wouldn't it? All right, let's go back to our videos. It's okay. We can go back and forth. I'm just here to show you guys that there's not a vehicle in there. I've just gotten so many messages. Like, see there, you can see the dates. The 26th was lit up, Potato. Yep, you're right. But if I get out my handy dandy drawing tool and we're going to watch long. Because the area that Nick Beres wants you to focus on, or showed us actually, hang on, is probably like this. So when Seth says it is an area cut out, right? That's the area that Nick Beres had cropped. I shouldn't say cut out, but cropped. But that's the area he saw the flashlights in. If you were being threatened, though, Sabrina, I mean, they may know more than we do. You know what I mean? But you guys see this light here? See that? Watch. See, someone's coming. And I believe, now hold that thought, okay? Hold that thought. Let's get Google Earth. Now, if we go back here and we look, hold on, let's go over here. Okay, if we look straight through here, see how there's all those trees? So in my opinion, that flashlight is walking through these trees. That's why it's not seen the whole time, okay? So watch again. You see someone coming, right? Here, I'll play it again. Watch that yellow circle. Joyful Dolphin, a dark green. How do you see a dark green truck? Come on now. You're one of them that's spreading the shit. It's literally only a 19-second clip. But you see someone's coming. Watch. Do you see them? Snowflakes. Are we thinking this is important? Well, I think because Nick Beres released it, there's definitely something to it, right? They say it's of no evidentiary value. So now if we switch, let's go to the other videos again. I'm just showing you the raw footage. I'm not doing anything to it. Let's clear that. All right, now let's take a look at this one. Watch that same area. Here's where you see that light turn on. Seth got angry for it being released. Tony says he's never seen it. And he said he's never spoken to Seth about it. So I find that to be very odd. The light that goes back to the house could be a lookout making sure KP didn't hear noise and was up looking. Now you're going to see the light go on. Right here. Okay, I'm going to pause it. So right here, you see like what looks like but there's only one headlight. I only see one light, and then I see the glare from the light, right? And then this light over here doesn't move. I don't think. Let's play it again. Oh, no, it doesn't. You can see a glare of a person recording. Can I show the trees? Mm-hmm. Sure. So here's the area. Like, here's that ditch. And then you can see there's a ton of trees behind the Proudfoots. So these guys only have, like, these, like, thin area of trees. Right here. But back here is the Proudfoots. Back in here. Can you guys see my pointer? Back here is the Proudfoots' backyard. So they have a lot of trees, right? You're welcome, Crime. Between both clips, could you please tell me if the first is a truck or a reflection within the truck's door? And is the second their garage doors? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. The long lights is the front lights, and the little light is a brake light? I don't think so. I don't think so. Because when your headlights shine, they don't shine directly on the ground. Like, you'd have to hold your light on the ground for that to be. I don't think that's what that is. But I will tell you what's interesting and what I noticed. Okay. I want you to keep your eyes right here. Okay, you see that part? Here's your glare. Right there. That can't be a headlight right there. That's got to be the glare from the headlight shining out, right? When headlights shine out, it almost seems too perfect to maybe be like a flashlight. Could it be a flashlight? What doesn't make sense to me is right here. Okay, this right here. How is that a brake light? Tell me how that's a brake light. If you watch carefully, this light here, I can't draw for shit, and this light here, they both blink. Blink, blink, blink. Watch. What's it doing? Watch. What are those little lights by it, if that's a headlight? But then we can't ignore the fact that we have this mess is what we noticed first. So this would be what we call the ruckus. Watch right here. Wait for them to zoom in. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I don't know if there was metadata. See that right there? This is what we were looking at before. That was the ruckus. Could it be leaves? Could it be people? What is that? It's a light with some things in front of it, and we don't know what that is. Could those be hazard lights? Well, why would you guys think that it's a tail light when we've been told that the car pulled in and then backed out? You wouldn't ever see the tail lights. So that's why that theory makes no sense to me, because you wouldn't see their taillights from how they pulled in, sat there, and then pulled out. You felt the ruckus was trees. You know, it could be. I don't know. It's weird, though. Because when the car, yeah, but you can't see the taillights from this camera angle, is what I'm saying. Like, I just showed you. You can't see the taillights because their camera doesn't pick that up, y'all. The car would be back here. Its taillight would be right here where these grates are. You're not going to see their taillight. No, I don't know it 100% certain. Neither does anybody. I'm going off what we learned, what we know. And from what we know, the car pulled in from Kellen, parked right here, and then backed up and took off down Kellen. So how would you ever see the taillights? How would you ever see the taillights? They never showed their taillights. So that doesn't make sense. They would have pulled up right here and then backed out. You wouldn't have seen them. Not from this camera. Not from this camera here. It's facing the other way. I just showed it. The garbage truck came after 5. Yeah, we don't know what we don't know. This review is good enough. No one knows any more than anyone else. Yeah, taillights are not in the security camera view. No, it doesn't look straight on. I showed you where it looks. And Nick Beres even says the flashlight goes out of camera view. So if the flashlight goes out of frame, how I'm looking at it is like this, okay? Their camera would go, let's see. Their camera would be like, you know, it would go across here and it would stop. So you wouldn't see anything towards the curb. I don't know why that doesn't make sense. Yeah, they knew the camera was there. And that's exactly why they said they wanted footage, I think, from Sunday earlier, because they wanted to see if someone was creeping around the neighborhood looking at cameras. And Seth even said that he knows exactly what camera that came from. There's a truck in the grass right there. Yeah, that's the neighbor's truck, you mean? It does slope downwards. You're right. You're right. And the camera's way up in the air, but it still cuts out of frame. Is it the light from the hatchback? They kept the license plate away. Exactly. That's why they pulled in and then backed out. So if we go back to the video, and let me see if I can brighten it, because I saw somebody ask, and I can, but you don't see anything. Like, there's nothing to see. Excuse me, but I'll show you. Let's do this. Okay, let's brighten it up. Ooh, contrast. See, there's nothing that you can't see anything. And that's why I think there's just no way you can make out a car. No way. Because when you brighten it, see, you see the person taking the video. See that? See the glare? Watch. So you can't lighten it and make out an image. See, there it is brightened. But you can see that light up there, which we called the ruckus. I agree with you, Rocco. It's certainly not innocent play. There's somebody, I think the fact that there was movement in Sebastian's neighborhood that night says a lot. Yeah, it's just going to wash it out. The lights on the back of that vehicle are long ways vertical, higher up, very similar to the rear taillights of the back of a van. I just don't think so. I think the car pulled in and then backed up. Do you guys still believe in the ruckus? Everyone's scrambling because they know 50K could get someone to talk. Jay, if that's a truck, I can picture the lights on the outside of the cab, possibly. Oh, maybe. With your marker, draw on the edge of the frame on that still so it will make sense to them. I don't know what you mean. On which one, Sarah? Yeah, they're stating a make and a model, Fletcher. That's why I'm doing this. Because I'm like, there's no way you could know. And I've gotten a lot of messages about it. So I'm like, I better talk about it. Because I don't think you can see that. You guys don't know what the ruckus is? Hold on. Do trash trucks have lights on the side? I don't know. The light reflection in the back come on at the same time as when the headlights come on. It has to be a tail light. Amy Ohio says, I don't trust the ruckus video because eyes can play tricks on you. All right, let's go to this one. I mean, there's definitely motion that set off their motion sensor light. Lazy Wolf, you are not the only one that thinks this, Jay. Cletus thinks, or Cletus wants to go and get a picture from where the camera is. He thinks the vehicle is further back. I do too. I think so too. Okay, you guys want to see who the ruckus, what the ruckus is all about? Hold on. Let's get it up here. Hold on, I got to turn off the brightness. So the ruckus video, it looks like someone's fighting a little bit. So what I'm going to do is turn this off. I'm going to show you guys. This is a clip of a live stream that I did, and it should explain the ruckus, okay? Clear your heads of everything you heard about the flashlights. Clear it. Just forget it. Just forget everything. All right, you guys, I'm going to make it crystal clear for you, okay? I'm going to play this video. I'm going to go full screen with it. And this is how we're going to do things. So I'm going to play it in its entirety. And I'm going to explain to you what you're looking at before I play it, okay? And then we're going to play it again and talk about it. But I want you guys to watch and pay attention, not to the little lights that, you know, we were looking at before, but to that small section of lights up at the very top. This is a short looped video. So you're going to see it. You're going to see it from far away. Then it's going to be zoomed in. And then it's going to be zoomed in again. And you're watching the same clip over and over. I'm going to point to where I want you guys to look, okay? That little thing right there.
Dinosaurs, Mrs. Spencer.
And what I want you to look at is not the white part. The white part is a glare, in my opinion. So some people think it's the screen porch. I'm going off the theory that it could be the garage. And the two lights on the side above.
Okay.
Both.
I no longer believe
So-
that. I no longer believe it's the garage. Okay. So I do go into showing the garage, but I no longer believe this was taken by the garage. I believe this is the back porch. They have floodlights at the back porch. You can see it in the regular video, but just forget where I said the garage because I just want to make it clear. I think this is the back of the house. And it's definitely not the neighbor's house. It doesn't add up. That angle doesn't work, Sandra. It just doesn't work.
Keep your eye on the ruckus. There's a ruckus going on in front of these lights. It's about to get bigger, folks.
Yes, the lighting is behind the subjects. Thank you, B. They're in front of the light. Possibly.
Yeah, focus on the dark, not the light.
Not in the winter, Anne. No leaves, Anne, in the winter.
Just look at the silhouettes of the people, or what looks like people moving about. It looks like there's a ruckus going on.
They said this is a trash truck. These lights are always on. Barbecue drove by, they were on. Terry Lynn drove by, they were on. These lights are on all the time.
Yeah, look at the black, the silhouettes. Don't look at the light. Like that green, that's where the light is its brightest. That's where the light... Okay, I'm going to pause it here for a second.
I know, blank. I'm not...
What I see here, the green is a super bright light. Okay, that's just how the imagery picked up. It's just a bright light.
Oh, am I confusing you guys
The
again?
white around it is the glare of the bright lights. You see another green up here. That would be another light where it's really bright. Okay, it's weird that they come up green, but they do. I see three images, three people. And I actually see on the left-hand side, I see what looks like someone with a bun or a ponytail or something.
I do.
Then in the middle,
I mean, if that's what I'm seeing, that's what I see. Okay? Like, I'm not trying to be a jerk when I say this because I've been made fun of for saying that looks like a ponytail. But if it is a person, I don't know if it is. It may not be. It may just be something else. But right here is what I'm talking about. And I'm not saying it is a person, definitely. How can anyone know definitely what any of this is? But right here, I know y'all think it's crazy, but I do see people here, and then I see another person there. And I can't unsee it. I've tried watching it over and over and over. And I see it.
well,
Because it's not in the view of it's not in the view of the gazebo.
to be someone crouching down and then their arm reaching out, grabbing a third person who looks to be wearing a black shirt. Go Tigers. Welcome, Melissa. Remember, it is slowed down too. Yeah, it looks like a woman on the left to me, like ponytail or... Yeah, the question is, who is it? It does look like someone's arm is going up and down like in a hitting motion, doesn't it? And I want to show you where I think this is coming from. I'm going to stop there. This is just my... That is not where I think it's coming from any longer. But here we go. Watch it again. I mean, this video is from 4 months ago, guys. 4 months ago. We did spend hours on this. Hey, Sane. I heard Mob discredit this because it says the people would have to be giants. No, they wouldn't have to be giants. And his angle... So right here is where I was really disturbed. His angle is way off, though. There's no way that this light comes from the neighbor's garage because I have 2 people driving by at night, and it's not coming from their garage. And I will show that. I will show that. Okay. So this is what I see. I see subject 1. I don't know if it's people at all here either. I don't know. I see subject 2. Right here. I see an arm. Yes, Petty. This was 4 months ago. Here. And then I see a subject 3. April 30th, I did this video. Right here. And this is just my opinion. Maybe I'm making something out of nothing. But that's what I see. I'm going to play it a little bit slower this time. Remember, it's slowed down, guys. I know it moves and jerks around a lot, but this is the best we've got, guys. All right, here you go. Pay attention to the black figures. That's with a lot of contrast right there. But see how you can almost see skin color? It's weird. Like, is it just me that sees skin color? You know what bothers me, though? You know what bothers me about this? Is it looks like a right arm going up and down. Who had an injured right arm? Who had an injured right arm? I can't get past it. I can't get past it. One silhouette stands out, the belly and the bun ponytail. Really? Sin? Play it a little bit slower this time. I know it moves and jerks around a lot, but this is the best we've got, guys. All right, here you go. Pay attention to... Well, let me just tell you this. Kaylee from YouTube, Kaylee True Crime, she zoomed it in. So I don't know how, how much it's zoomed in as far as that goes. The black figures. Thank you, Petty. Thank you, Petty, for being a member for a month. But do you see that what looks like a right arm? Now, I'm not being weird here, but you see like this black ends, and then you can see like, why is this lighter? You know what I mean? Like, why is that part lighter? If this is solid black right here, what makes this part more translucent? That's what I want to know. That right arm. Hey, CJ. Oh my God, Cheesy. Cheesy said last time she looked at this. Cheesy, I freaking love you. She said the last time I looked at a video this close, Tony's peen popped out. I promise you it won't pop out in this one, Cheese. Happy Saturday, Charming. Have you guys hit that like button yet? If KP and Seth are in on it together, do you think that is why they have not spoken up against this? Seth and all this crap has been going on. Because they would be implicated as well, just asking. You know, I don't know. I think it's weird that Tony said he's never spoken about this video with Seth. I think it's weird that Seth and Chris both insist this is a garbage truck. I just think it's weird. And then we hear that Seth was possibly not on camera the whole time at work. Like, we got this parking garage business. I mean, what is going on? Cheesy with the comment of the night. See that right arm or whatever looks like a right arm? Glenda, I do too. Hey, German Shepherd Mom, good to see you. Definitely not a garbage truck. Well, we figured out that if Seth left the jail at 2:30 a.m. on that night, he would have arrived in Hendersonville at 3:10. And this is stuck at 3:11. Are you guys seeing this? I mean, it's your son's birthday, Lucian. Happy birthday to Sane Outlaw's son, Lucian, and all the other August birthdays. Tomorrow's the first of the month. So tomorrow we're going to celebrate September birthdays, but this is for you, Lucian.
Go, shorty. It's your birthday.
Happy birthday. Wow, it's a big teenager. You got your hands full now. This is the back of the house, guys. And this looks to me like somebody, shoulders, arm up in the air. This is someone wearing a black, it looks like a t-shirt. This is their arm.
See, I don't know if
going
it's black.
up.
It's just dark, you know.
Do you see it? I'm going to make it crystal effing clear for you folks in the back. All right, so see the arm movement up, and then it's down. And up and down and up and down. See that freaking arm flailing?
Flailing, flung and slung. I mean, there was stuff flung and slung.
I mean, I'm sure there was stuff flung and slung.
I'm going to show you where it's at.
Flung.
You did, Leslie?
I don't think Seth and KP would be in on it together at all. Because we already know that Seth and Chris were talking behind the scenes, right? We know they were talking behind the scenes about Sebastian. Oh, that's probably why Tony said I did that with the peen. All right, somebody wanted it on regular speed. I don't really know what regular would be because it's been slowed down and stuff so much. But I will go ahead and speed it up a little bit. And I'm working on some Seth clips. We're going to go over all things Seth in this next week. So be prepared. I've got tons of clips, maybe clips you've never heard things you've never seen. We're going to be putting all of Seth's words together. Okay, so here it is on 1.5 speed. I don't know if this is what you're looking for, but we'll do it. I turned the sound off so it's not all jacked up. But there it is in faster speed. See, that to me looks like Sebastian ran and someone pulled him back in and started wailing on him. Hey, Crimes. Hey, Annette. Gary. Gary, did you vacuum today? Where are you from, Holiday Way? How did Seth hurt his right arm? And why hasn't Tony seen this video? And why hasn't Tony talked about this? You know, don't you think that's odd? Why wouldn't they talk about this? Something caused a rift. Yeah, it was the fact that Seth started the GoFundMe, or his sister did. And we're going to listen to all the clips. All the clips talking about the GoFundMes, the Cash Apps, et cetera, et cetera. Bridgeport, Chicago. Well, I just sped it up because somebody wanted to see it sped up. You can see the exposed skin. Mother McReady, that's what I thought too. No, there's no. I have the unaltered. I showed them in the beginning.
You don't hold account.
Oh, Lord. Thank you for subscribing, Ocean. Ocean, my friend. Seth told him he thinks he pulled a muscle in his back. He thought it was an older injury. In his back? Then why do you have surgery on his neck? Yeah, I know he's lying. He says he's never seen it. Tony doesn't want to talk about it. Why? Pine Needle, why would Seth want to hurt Sebastian if KP didn't want him to go live with him? If anything, he would just plan a kidnapping. Maybe he did. I think Seth cares more about Seth than he does about Sebastian. In my opinion. I can't imagine Katie working with Seth in any capacity either. I don't think Katie and Seth have spoken in years. And I think that Seth thought that they were going to be, arm in arm, one force to find their son, and Chris was going to be on the sidelines. Maybe, Leslie, I don't know. No, I think he injured his arm. I don't think that was an old injury. I don't believe it. I don't believe anything Seth says. Once we go through all of Seth Says' comments, I don't think y'all will believe Seth Says either. He's just not believable. He lies too much. And then we have these. Don't forget about these. I mean, don't think I've forgotten about Proudfoot. Proudfoot just hasn't been talking. But all these people that keep saying, Jay, why do you keep going so hard on Seth? I went hard on all of them. If you go back through my videos, I started out going hard on the Proudfoots. Lazy, yeah, I think I've seen it. I have clips from a lot of stuff. I'm still working on it, guys. There's a lot of interviews he did. A lot of them have been deleted, so I've been trying to find them. And thank God for momming it up. She had a lot of the interviews I never saw. I didn't know he was on Terry Lynn. I didn't know Robin Rogers was on Terry Lynn. We're going to listen to Robin Rogers talk to Terry Lynn. I never heard any of this stuff because I can't sit through an 11-hour live. But for y'all, I will clip it. And get the good parts. Because how long can you sit there and listen to someone go, I don't know. I'm going to... Seth, I don't know if I should ask this. I mean, fuck. But I will sit through 11 hours of that for you guys and find the good stuff. Crystal, hello. Something hasn't sat well with me is when Seth said he thought him and CP and KP were all on the same page in the beginning. That hasn't sat well with me since he said it. Oh, man. I mean, 11 hours of that.
La, la, la,
Okay.
la, la. You don't hold account.
It's like, fuck. We love you, Jay. I'm definitely not watching those crazy-ass long videos, nor do I want to give them the view. Yeah, I think Chris and Seth for sure could have done this together. Definitely. I feel like Chris could have been involved, for sure. But do I think he was? I'm not sure I'm sold on that. Because a lot of things that I thought Chris lied about, we have found out came true. Okay? We figured out that Chris wasn't lying about a lot of stuff. And that's why I'm just not on Chris. I'm not on him like I was. But If we go back in my videos, I was. Right? Look at this. Okay, here, look at this one, guys. Look at that ponytail. Look at that ponytail. Oh, I know. And then if you look at...
I think you've got a Ouija board down your pants. You're going to pull that out.
Could it be these two? Could it be these two? Ellie has never told us where Chris was. Ellie has never said Chris was in a crane or at Yogi Bear. Never. They've never said where they were. But we do know that Chris got his phone right back. However, they can clone a phone and give it back to you. That really doesn't mean much. Welcome, Charming. Pine. Who's fighting on panel? I'm not fighting. That's Chris on Nancy Grace, too. He's like, oh, Lord. Cheesy, I want to agree with you. I do. I want to agree with you. I don't know. I don't know enough to say no. But I do think that there is a possibility that Seth, could have had someone help him. Seth and Bluto. Has Ellie searched Uncle Taco's home? Not that I know of. But if we go to Nick Beres's flashlight video, and since we've watched it blown up, right? Let's watch it just regular. Watch.
With a surprising development in the search for 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers, who's been missing for 18 days. An exclusive look at new video evidence.
Okay, so play close attention to what Nick shows us, right? And then I'm going to show you where I think that light is coming from the back of the house. Hey, Tommy.
Joining us here at 6, I'm Rory Johnson.
And I'm Hunter Hoagland. A lot to get to here tonight. Authorities have scrutinized home security video from that Hendersonville neighborhood, trying to learn what happened to that teen with autism.
Now, you can take a look for yourself. Our Nick Beres obtained video that appears to show two people near Sebastian's home the night his parents say he disappeared.
Hey, Golf.
The video you're about to see is from early Monday morning, February 26th, around 3:10.
Okay, around 3:10. Now, look. See the ruckus? He kept the ruckus in the frame. Okay? He's got the flashlights, but he also, see the ruckus in the background? He didn't crop out the ruckus, y'all. He didn't. And Chris and Seth want to say that is a trash truck.
a.m. Now, there are no street lights in the Stafford Court neighborhood, so it is at night pitch black. What you will see here are these 2 points of light believed to be people with flashlights in the area around Sebastian Rogers' Hendersonville home. It is believed Sebastian left his home barefoot and with a flash.
Okay, so now they show an overhead of Sebastian's street.
Sometime overnight. Since his disappearance, authorities have reviewed security video from homes in the neighborhood looking for clues.
We have had several clips that have come in.
And this one is getting the most attention, showing signs of activity around Sebastian's home.
See the ruckus? He clearly shows the ruckus. But also he shows subject 1 and subject 2.
Night he disappeared. You see 2 light sources, which we've circled to help you follow. For point of reference, the security camera was pointed toward the back of Sebastian's home in a common area. In the video, you see subject 1 with a light source in the lower right-hand corner. Then you see subject 2 briefly appear and move toward the first before that light source is covered or obscured by
trees.
Subject 1, a few seconds later, then moves out of frame.
Now, when that moves out of frame, that's because that camera ends right there. No, it's not a garbage truck, but both of them insisted it was. Chris and Seth.
Then, subject 2 reappears and follows subject 1 off screen. It's a short time later, and it's very vague, but then you see one of the subjects moving quickly back through the common area, and that is it. I know, there's not much to see here. You certainly cannot identify anyone, but those close to the investigation tell me the mere fact that there is now evidence that someone is in the area around Sebastian's home is significant.
Yeah, it is.
This video shows suspicious activity in the immediate area the night Sebastian disappeared. Could one of these subjects have been Sebastian? Did he meet and leave with someone? Sebastian's father says his son would not go with a stranger.
It's up in the air for me because I don't think he would get into a vehicle with somebody unless he knew them.
So what exactly are we seeing here? I know investigators are doing what they can to try enhancing the video for any more clues. For now, this video is now part of the Sebastian Rogers missing person file, and I'm told it could become more significant depending on where the ongoing investigation leads. We'll be following that. Nick Beres, News Channel 5.
Thanks, Nick. Of course, the search for Sebastian continues, with detectives now looking into any possibility of foul play.
Now detectives looking into any possibility of foul play. No, the Ellie has never said it was a trash truck. Here's the next report on that. Here we go.
A significant shift in the case of Sebastian Rogers, the missing autistic 15-year-old. It's a case we have followed closely since he disappeared.
We care what happens next, just like you. And now 1 week after Sebastian vanished from his Sumner County home, authorities are scaling back the search effort, and they are now calling it an investigation.
Nick Beres shares the latest details, and we also hear for the first time publicly today from the missing teen's mother and stepfather.
The original thinking was that Sebastian Rogers left home on his own, but the fact that he disappeared without a trace now has authorities looking into the very real possibility of foul play. Consider 7 days of intense searching from the ground and air. Hundreds of officers and citizens, bloodhounds, and nothing. No security video of the teen and no trace of Sebastian.
We're used to producing, and this is one of those cases that we haven't been able to produce yet.
No one is giving up. Sebastian could still be alive somewhere, alone, hurt, lost, or trapped. The search effort will continue, but
we're scaling it back a little bit.
What exactly does that mean? Well, sources close to the case confirm authorities are now considering foul play and that this missing teen case could become a criminal investigation. Sebastian's mother and stepfather broke their silence, talking about how he disappeared from their home overnight a week ago Sunday. The two spoke on a YouTube podcast called Missing Tennessee with Duchess.
And when I went to wake him up for school, he wasn't here.
Between the hours of, 12 and 6, he has basically vanished. Walked out of the house, the door was locked, and gone.
He didn't take a phone. None of his shoes are missing.
Authorities have named no suspects and say that to date, the parents have fully cooperated with the investigation. Detectives now will re-interview and vet everyone that had contact with Sebastian, looking for any inconsistencies. And they are asking the public to provide any Ring camera videos, not just from Sunday night when they believe he disappeared, but of anything suspicious of much earlier in the day.
Hear that? Much earlier in the day. No, they wouldn't have to be giants. Not at all. It was zoomed in. He's not taking into consideration, Vivian, how high that camera is on the house. But yeah, they want to see if someone was snooping around to see where those cameras were during the day. And I don't know anything about any people from California. I don't know if that's even true. That I have not heard any sources on that. I cannot. Seth said that Katie sleeps like a rock. She wouldn't have to be drunk. Plus, she had to work the next day. Why would she be drunk? I mean, we don't know that. We were fed a lot of shit in the beginning. I'll tell you that much. But let me show you, because Terry Lynn and Barbecue Lady both drove by there. I just have to find it. Oh, here, watch this one, guys. They didn't talk all the time. But guess what? Chris and Seth were planning a little something behind the scenes, according to them.
The arrangement, it seems you both have custody and he'll spend time with you as well as with his mom. Were there any indication in your communications with Katie that like she didn't want custody, that she didn't want that responsibility, and there were problems and she was running into some rough waters? Anything like that?
Most of my discussions were actually taken care with Chris. And Sebastian was supposed to come live with me.
Katie wasn't having it. Katie wasn't having it. But those two boys were planning shit 2 months ago. So who's to say they didn't plan something else?
Chris was working on Katie, on getting her to agree to it. And all I wanted was my son to come live with me. I've already got him enrolled in school. I've had him enrolled in school. I gotta find him.
And then Seth starts collecting money. And Chris gets mad. We're not making money off this. What are you doing? I just think there's some truth in that. They were planning behind the scenes to get Katie to give up Sebastian. But Katie wasn't having it. Then we have Bio Dad not knowing what was even in the records to begin with. Okay, that's from 2 months ago. Now, let's go to this one. This might be where I have Terrell and Barbecue driving by.
Can you tell me what those lights are?
No.
Why?
Because the investigation remains ongoing. We don't know what we don't know.
You guys been able, since Sunday night, Monday morning, been able to actually put eyes on Sebastian? Has any video actually shown him walking?
We have had several clips that have come in. Several of them we've been able to dispel that's not Sebastian on that clip. We are still working every lead that comes in. So as the video comes in, it's working really well alongside TDI and all our other law enforcement partners in the region to make sure that we're getting on this as quickly as possible.
But there hasn't been one video that you guys have had that you said that's...
There is not a confirmed sighting of Sebastian on camera.
There's a lot of speculations about that video that are floating on the internet. Okay, and that is exactly what it is. It's speculations. Now, what it can give you an official statement on is TBI Newslink has released a statement from law enforcement, between local law enforcement, state law enforcement, some federal law enforcement, and they have analyzed that video so many times over that everything that everybody is trying to assume is a flashlight, I hate to say this, it's not. As much as we would love it to be one, it's not.
Tell me what those lights are.
No.
I'm not going to go into details as far as where that video is shot from, but I can tell you, as the parents, we have seen the video firsthand from law enforcement. We know exactly where it was taken from.
It's okay, are there any cars around there? And so going back to the whole light thing, I was told that there was an unidentified car sitting on my street.
An unidentified car sitting on her street from Kellen
to Stafford.
Facing the entrance, somewhere around 3:30 or so, and then the flashlights were actually seen on the neighbor's camera. 2 separate flashlights walking in between the yards, which the trash truck does not do. They don't need to. All of the trash is at the curb. They have never, ever gone. Matter of fact, when you sign up for services, they tell you in the email their rules and regulations. If your trash is not by the curb, they don't take it.
We're around 3:10 after 3 a.m. We're trash truck lights.
Not only do I not believe it, but the neighbor that has the actual footage swore up and down that there are 2 different circumstances. There was the car with the lights coming towards the car backed up on Kellen and left. And then about 2-ish hours, hour and a half, hour and 42 something, they're like she said, the time stamp on the video is not working. It is stuck. She said, but you can tell because it's pitch black dark in the middle of the night when the car comes down the street, turns onto Stafford, sits there for about 3 to 5 minutes. The flashlights are coming from 2 different directions in between the yards. They do whatever they're doing around the car. The car backs up Kellen and leaves from Stafford. Backs up Kellen and leaves. 2 hours later, as the sun is just beginning to come up, you can see the trash truck. And she said, but the trash truck goes past her driveway.
Awesome.
She said, you can see the trash truck and the lights and the back of the truck go past her driveway, go up the hill, do its business, turn around, come back down. And then within a few minutes later, the sun is coming up. And then you can see Katie's car leave, Katie's car coming back. And then you can see all the police come in. She said, it's very obvious.
And other news outlets were reporting that there were lights seen in the backyard that were caught on camera by a neighbor's video. Is that true?
No. What that was a trash truck.
Hear 'em? Trash truck.
You see 2 light sources, which we've circled to help you follow. For point of reference, the security camera was pointed toward the back of Sebastian's home in a common area. In the video, you see subject 1 with a light source in the lower right-hand corner. Then you see subject 2 briefly appear and move toward the first before that light source is covered or obscured by bushes. Subject 1, a few seconds later, then moves out of frame. Then subject 2 reappears and follows subject 1 off screen. It's a short time later and it's very vague, but then you see one of the subjects moving quickly back through the common area, and that is it.
Went through, picked up trash, and when it left, of course it went faster. It didn't have to stop to pick up trash. That's just false information provided by a particular person.
Can you tell me what those lights are?
No,
Why?
because the investigation remains ongoing.
And so it could play a role down the road depending on developments?
We don't know what we don't know. So yes, it could play a
The
role.
video with the 2 flashlights on there, they showed me the whole video. And then they showed me the video in the daylight too. And it wasn't flashlights. It was literally the video that was showed to the public was like a small little portion of the screen, not the whole actual screen. And it was a trash truck. It came through. It's why it was slow at the beginning, because it was picking up trash. And then after they picked up trash, when it came back, they were dipping out in the neighborhood.
Interesting. Because, okay, so we've seen that video. We've all seen at least what Nick Beres put out here. Now, and you're trying to explain it a little bit. I hope you can explain a little bit more. When you went and saw it with TBI, the nighttime stuff, the flashlight, the stuff that looked like fireflies, for crying out loud, and the black abyss, was that the full picture, or was that a cropped video?
That was like a 3x5 of a full TV screen.
Really?
Yes.
So okay, so it was a cropped segment, or a cropped section of a very big picture.
Can I ask, where is he? Where the hell is he? Amber Alert, Texas, Princeton, Texas, white Dodge Ram, 13-year-old white female. Her name is Madison Carroll. Oh my goodness, I hope they find her quick.
I've seen some people actually sit there and talk about, well, the trash don't run at 3:15 in the morning. You're right. It runs between 5 and 5:30 in the morning.
Right.
But the whole time that I watched this, the time on the DVR that they had, the time on the DVR that they had, stayed 311 for.
Did you catch that little giggle? Like he thinks it's fucking funny that there was some kind of a problem on the time of their camera. Like,
The time on the DVR that they had, the time on the DVR that they had, stayed 311 for like 15 minutes.
Okay. So it was broken. Okay. So it stayed at 311 for the whole time. So 3 o'clock was not the time that these trash guys came in.
yeah, dipping out of the neighborhood. Dipping is like I dipped out, like I snuck out, like no one saw me.
These garbage men came in and picked up the trash. That was a little bit later on, a little bit earlier in the morning, if that makes any sense. More like 5 or so, right?
Correct.
And of course, again, this was a cropped video from a very, very big video.
Yes.
Okay.
I honestly think somebody did it for clickbait. I mean,
I see.
I think somebody did it for clickbait. Oh, doesn't that sound like what I was blamed for doing? Making an overlay of someone's privates? Oh, Lord have mercy. And that shoulder. How did you hurt your right shoulder, Seth? Why is it? Oh, I don't like it.
Okay. So then, okay.
He wanted people to log in, to follow. And
Right.
if he's watching this, now he knows why I'm not answering his phone calls.
Oh, I see. No, I get that. But okay, then tell me this.
It is false information and something that's going on trying to find my son.
I can understand getting upset about that, for sure. I definitely can. But there is actual movement in that area. If he didn't know, I could see that. But, I could see a little mistake happening there. But as far as the rest of the image, right? Because it was only cropped with a bunch of, with those 2 white dots floating around for 2 seconds, right? What does the rest of the picture that you saw look like?
Yeah.
Is it just pitch black?
No.
Or was there movement elsewhere?
It's literally, it's dark because it's at night, but you can make out the road. So it's like, whoever shared it with Nick and Nick put it out, you could see the whole road. There was nothing there. There was no cars on that road. There was no movement on the road except for the trash truck. That was it.
Gotcha. Okay. But you also saw footage from during the day as well, right? You just said that. It was nighttime and day.
Yeah, because
He was talking about Nick Beres. The reporter wanted to interview him, and he wouldn't talk to him again.
to do is they showed me the footage for the night, and then they turned around and they took from the same camera video footage from the day and showed me where the markings and everything were, so that I had no doubt in my mind.
Gotcha.
Because some of those lights actually stay stationary.
Mm-hmm.
And they're on throughout the night and throughout the day.
That's the backlight.
And they literally showed me where it was. And I've been in that neighborhood. I even knew what house it was.
Hear that? I've been in that neighborhood. I even knew what house it was.
Bing bong. Bing bong.
I'm sorry, right there. That's a huge fucking bing bong. And then you got them wanting footage from earlier in the day when Katie and Sebastian were out and about and Chris was at work.
Bing bong.
And throughout the day. And they literally showed me where it was. And I've been in that neighborhood. I even knew what house it was. As soon as I saw it, I recognized the house. So I knew the angle. Because the angle's coming from at the end of the street. It's not pointing at like a common section. It's just literally at the end of the street so that the owner can watch all their vehicles.
He's the one that was driving through looking at the damn footage. Looking for the cameras, I mean, are you kidding me? He's telling us. He's telling us.
In the neighborhood, I even knew what house it was. As soon as I saw it, I recognized the house, so I knew the angle. Because the angle's coming from at the end of the street. It's not pointing at like a common section. It's just literally at the end of the street so that the owner can watch all their vehicles.
Gotcha. Wow. Okay. And for everyone who's watching the show, just tuning in just right now, this is the biological father of Sebastian Rogers. Just so you guys know, he is boots on the ground in Hendersonville, doing everything he can to find his son. He has been missing for the past month now. It's, I'm sure, extremely daunting. As you can tell, Seth.
Keep telling on yourself. No shit. This stuff is not aging well for him, is it? I put this video out 2 months ago. June 30th. 2 months ago. Can we hear that part again, Maestro?
From the same camera, video footage from the day, and showed me where the markings and everything were, so that I had no doubt in my mind.
Gotcha.
Because some of those lights actually stay stationary.
Mm-hmm.
And they're on throughout the night and throughout the day. And they literally showed me where it was. And I've been in the neighborhood. I even knew what house it was. As soon as I saw it, I recognized the house. So I knew the angle.
Oh.
Because the angle's coming from at the end of the street. It's not pointing at like a common section.
Oh my God. Like, how would you even know where a camera points from 5 doors down? Do you know where your ex, like if you have an ex, do you know 5 doors down from them what angle their cameras are? I don't think so.
Fucking fuzzy slippers and lip gloss.
It's literally at the end of the street so that the owner can watch all their vehicles.
Gotcha. Wow. Okay. And for everyone who's watching the show, just tuning in just right now, this is the biological father of Sebastian Rogers. Just so you guys know, he is boots on the ground in Hendersonville, doing everything he can to find his son. He has been missing for the past month now. It's, I'm sure, extremely daunting. As you can tell, Seth, I mean, I can't wait for you to have an actual good night's rest. I know that won't happen until you find Sebastian, but still, I know that you're doing a
Amy says that interviewer is stunned. Put a 1 in. I'm surprised he even went to a vigil after this. Put a 1 if you think that Pascal is stunned. Put a 1 in chat. Put a 2 if you think, I don't think he is.
of work to try to bring your son home.
I feel better today. I've been to church 3 times. I've done mass. I'll be at church again tomorrow for Holy Saturday, and then it's Easter Sunday. And I'm just praying for a miracle. So,
same here. Same here.
Well, you go to mass for that then, buddy.
I will be. I will be for sure. I will be sure for sure.
I see lots of 1s. Yeah, Vinny was... yeah, kind of like Vinny. Okay, here's one more. I'm thinking this might be... I can't remember which one was the one where I showed Terry Lynn and barbecues. I don't know which one it was. Dang it. I'm thinking it was maybe this one. Hold on. I don't think, yeah, I'm thinking Pascal's looking like, huh? Oh, this is it. I found it, guys. Yay!
Bing bang.
I found it.
Wake up.
All right. It Turlin's Keen. All right. But thankfully for her, I got this footage. And I'm going to show you real quick, like, because we've done this before. I wasn't being snarky when I said that. Like, literally, we've done this exact same thing before. Like 3 times now. Yes, he said he was Roman Catholic. So see, people had me brightening it up. We did this 2 months ago. Look, and I was doing the same thing, but we've just had the roof of this car. It looks like. I thought that was the roof of the car, but I was wrong. We went over the locations, where the car pulled in, the common area, the gazebo. Okay, I'm going to start right here. That's what TikTok Tony said. So if you look through here, you can see the Proudfoot's house. See, the thing doesn't obstruct it, the gazebo. Plus, it's up in the air. I'm so sorry about that audio, you guys. I did not mean to forget about it. You got 2 Jennifers right now. This is the live Jennifer. But listen, I'm just going to play it and not talk. But what I'm saying is the camera is up high on the house, so the gazebo would not obstruct the view of the lights on the back porch. But I'm just going to let this roll for a few minutes. I promise. I got it too, if that makes you feel any better. There's their back. No, there's one house. So we're going to go down the road right now and I'll show
Jennifer,
you. Or just so it's crystal clear. I hope this is making sense to you guys.
I want this to be crystal clear.
Well, I'm not going to use the gain anymore, so you should be okay. You should be okay. Protected? How in the world? This is what I want to know. And I'm not against, there being audio out there. But if the audio goes to this exact video, I don't know how you would get Chris and Katie talking on this unless they were right here. But there's no audio with those videos. That was when someone came out with fake audio from this video. And we're talking about it not being true. You might want to rewind. That's what I'm thinking, that the ruckus could have happened in that sunroom. But let's go down the road so I can show you guys. So that's the house. That's the corner of Kellen and Stafford. And I've got another video to show you. But we're going to cruise down here. There's that first house. There's the gazebo, and there's the house with the cameras. And once you go around this bend, it's the Proudfoot's house. So there's just that one house there on the corner, and then theirs. And if you look towards this, that's the Proudfoot's backyard. Okay, this is Jennifer number 2, live Jennifer. So if you look here, like if they go out this back or the front door and then walk along the back, see there's like a little walkway. See the fence? You can go around that fence and cut through the yards. Like even though their yard is fenced, it's not fenced beyond that, I guess is what I meant. I think that video posted by Sebastian Rogers a week before he went missing of the Wi-Fi login and what looks like Katie pointing towards something and talking to someone. Mm-hmm. It looks like a lady with a dog to me. Hey, Kai. With like a hound dog. That's what it looked like to me. I don't know that it goes to that exact video. So there might be audio of a ruckus going on then.
Don't pay attention.
It would have.
There's no audio. I'm gonna skip.
Car leave, Katie's car coming back, and then you can see all the police come in. She said it's very obvious.
So this lady's camera picked up the whole night. It's very obvious, she said. Now,
positive attention because
watch this.
Very good.
On April 9th when barbecue was there. Thank you so much. Let's see if she's got some commentary with this. It doesn't look like there is. Okay, let's play this again. I'm getting it for you guys. Hold on. There's that gazebo right there.
The music.
Gazebo? That's looking straight across from the corner of. We'll restart this. Hold on. I just want to get it where you. Helen and Stafford right there.
The music.
Okay, hold up. So that. Here we go. Was it really, Sebastian? Did Seth also feel that way?
I don't think Katie had very many friends. And if they did, where are they now? Why haven't they come out and... Exactly.
Every night. Well, that got my wheels turning because if you think about it, when CP is on YouTube late at night, it's those nights that are hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt here because this is like a call-in, but what I want you to see is Barbecue Lady's footage, okay, of her driving by. So see the gazebo on the right? See the gazebo? This is when Barbecue Lady was in Hendersonville. Yeah, I know it was fake audio. I know, that lady's crazy. That lady's crazy, and we're not going to even say her name. We're not even going to talk about her. So this is Barbecue Lady driving by on the right-hand side. Now watch. Oh, there's the... See, there's the ruckus lights. See them? Back beyond the gazebo are the ruckus lights, and you can clearly see the neighbor's garage. Those lights are not coming from the neighbor's garage. I repeat, those lights are not coming from the neighbor's garage. These are from the Proudfoot's back porch. These lights are always on. Now watch. This is Barbecue Lady on a random night. Then we're going to have Terry Lynn on a random night. Same lights, not the neighbor's garage. Watch.
Oh my God. Really, Barbecue? You had to do this to me live? You had to do this to me live?
So I zoom in on what was the ruckus.
Are you effing kidding me?
See? Now, does it look different than it did on that night? Because look, there would be more leaves now. And if you look at this, there's no figures in front of it that look like leaves now. Right? Do you see the figures that we saw before in front of those lights? Because if it was leaves, wouldn't we not see the lights because it's all filled in? Right? And then you can see clearly the neighbor's garage doesn't have any lights on it. Here we go. Honey pots in the house. What? Oh, Lord have mercy. Did you see that? Do you see the light? That would be where you're looking diagonally, like we've been looking across the gazebo to the Proudfoot's house, where the lights are in the ruckus video. I agree with you. I agree with you, Spivey. It's the back porch.
I know the honey pots. I love them.
We're going to get Terry Lynn's view driving by, too. Hold on. All right, hold on. Now Barbecue's got
My wheels are churning. When I saw that light, I'm like, what? Are you kidding? Let's get the ruckus video up
the
again.
Proudfoot's-
Jeez, oh, Pete.
No, the Proudfoot's garage is on the other side of this. You can't see their garage from here. We're looking from Stafford and Kellen.
So if we're thinking it's not the garage, if we were looking through there, you still can see the lights of their porch. You haven't missed anything. I'm setting it up for a side-by-side. Just have some patience. All right, let me skip forward a little bit. But I'm going to go. It's okay. You can vote still. It still stands. The music is cracking me up. This is New Jay. I opened the can, Natalie. That was me. Hey, Nancy D. No exhales allowed. Hey, Carl. Is it low? Well, then those lights were on when they weren't home, because I'm going to tell you right now, Terry Lynn drove by when the Proudfoots were at the campsite, allegedly, and these lights were on. Barbecue Lady drove by months before that, lights were on. Whatever lights those are on the Proudfoots' back of their house are always on, is what I'm trying to say. And it's not the garage like that mob crew thinks it is. I'm showing you those lights are not coming from the neighbor's garage. He's got his angle completely off. He needs to change his angle and then move those flashlights. That's what I want to see. Where'd my video go? What's up, Renee? Don't worry, I get it lined up. I see that lit up back there. What is that? We have 3 Jennifers in this one. All right, let's let this video play for a second. Then you can differentiate between old and new. And then we'll play hers a little bit. Okay, here we go. Maybe this is a branch of a tree in that light. Okay? You're going to see that. There's like a tree here. And there's like a branch here. Okay? What was it then, SL? And there's probably another one over here somewhere. Let me delete all that. Do you see that in the one that Barbecue Lady took on the left, there's no figures in front of it, which would be AKA what people are saying are leaves. The people on Stafford would have had to walk right. Okay, so listen, though. If you see that light, there's no figures. But in the one on the right over here, there's figures in front of that light. But over here, it's just light and it's more open. Do you get what I'm saying? Does that make sense? That you can see figures in front of one and not on the other. Okay, so I don't know where it's taken from. I can't answer that, but I'm going to continue playing the old J, okay? I'm going to play barbecue. And you have to remember, Barbecue Lady was there right after Sebastian went missing. So the leaves on the trees would be the same. Yeah, this is what I call a ruckus. Keep your eye on the ruckus. There's a ruckus going on in front of these lights. Right, but you know what? Have fun, Kim. I get that. I get that the garage is on the other side, but you guys, there were also people that were saying there were theories that it was actually the back sunroom and not the front. I was like, is it the front door? Is it actually the garage? Or is it actually this angle? And from what you just showed me, Barbecue, Yes, it's from the corner of Kellen and Stafford, where all the trucks are.
At the silhouettes.
I wasn't against it
of the
being the
people.
back
Or
either.
what? Okay,
It's
I'm
like
confused
people
as
moving
hell.
about.
Y'all,
It looks like
y'all
there's
have
a
got to be
ruckus
really
going.
confused.
I guess Tara Lynn's is not in this one. Dang it. Just barbecues. I got to find the other one, but see, there's the 2 light sources right there. Maybe that makes sense right there. You'll never discount the ruckus. But do you guys see that? How it's the same lights? And it's not the neighbor's garage. So, I don't know. You think Seth is deflecting about the meds? Yeah, now that we know he doesn't like the meds at all, like, he's got a lot of issues with control, and I feel like he's really lost control. So, we're going to get into more of Seth Says, for sure. But I'm going to play one last video, and then we're going to wrap this up. We'll go over more of this later. I just wanted to get it out there about the video. Show you guys the originals that I was sent, that were sent to me. Hi, One-Eyed Flo. But I want you guys to watch this.
On me.
Chris, Katie spoke with me, and we agreed not to do a GoFundMe for finding Sebastian Rogers. And my sister asked if she could start a GoFundMe just for me to help pay my bills while I'm looking for Sebastian.
After Chris lost his cool, I couldn't stay there after Wednesday.
Lost his cool how? I never heard this.
The GoFundMe my sister set up to help me pay my bills while I look for my son. It was a GoFundMe that my sister set up for me to pay my bills.
Asking about a Cash App, GoFundMe, etc. There is a GoFundMe, and I talked to him about the GoFundMe. And look, GoFundMes take 50%. So then I said, "Do you have a Cash App?" And he doesn't really manage that himself. He'll tell you that. He'll tell you that right now. But his friend is helping him with it. So
for my son, it wasn't set up as a reward. It wasn't set up as anything else. People want to know what happened to it. It was donated.
I haven't seen anything from it.
I use it to pay my bills. I use it to put gas in my truck so I could drive an hour and a half down there, an hour and a half back. To pay my bills. I use it to put gas in my truck so I could drive an hour and a half down there, an hour and a half back. People. It's just a little annoying. If there were GoFundMe had been put up for a reward, yes, it would have been used as a reward. And
okay, well, you can get it on your own then, and yeah, it's a walking billboard at least.
Yeah, there's actually on the Facebook page, there's a lady up here in Clarksville. I think she's charging like $25 for a shirt.
I know that they took your phone and they took Katie's phone for a long period of time. I know Chris got his phone back within a matter of hours.
Says agents are now going over security video provided by neighbors and some businesses in that area. They are also looking at data from the 15-year-old's cell phone and video game system.
We've had all of his electronic devices that have been seized and dumped.
1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Susan, I'm here to tell you there are no other clips. If there are other clips, they're fabricating them. No other clips exist. I hate to tell you, but they don't.
I'm operating 2 phones right now.
No problem.
2 phones.
We're low key.
I got my phone that I use, and then I have another one that I use at home.
Okay. Yeah, got you. Got you.
You know, the fact is I'm looking for my son. He's not here. Y'all took my electronics. What more do you want? Do they need my bank records?
Because knowing him and his curiosity, he might be there. You don't leave any stone unturned.
Have any knowledge whatsoever about your son's disappearance?
I don't. I found out over an hour after his mother found out he was gone. Foul play is still negativity. He's out there.
You know what bothers me? I think of ruckus and I think of that ponytail. Look at the ponytail flying in the wind.
No leave any stone unturned.
Have any knowledge whatsoever about your son's disappearance?
I don't. I found out over an hour after his mother found out he was gone. Foul play is still negativity. He's out there. We just gotta find him. We haven't found him yet, so we can't give up hope. We still have to keep looking for him until we find him. Where Sebastian's are.
Also, random vehicles coming through their street.
People come. This is a neighbor in the Proudfoot neighborhood. Now, for those who are here that say, why would Katie leave? Why would Katie not be there where her son went missing? Maybe if you had no idea who took your kid, maybe you'd think you might be next. This is a neighbor.
Coming in almost daily, and they've had to report them to the sheriff's department. They've come in TikTokers that are nationally known, trying to get pictures of the family and so on, that they've been flying drones over houses.
If we get permission from families to go and search your properties or anything like that, we'll go out and we'll look. They said today that they were going to be searching in an area. You know, we took that into consideration and we avoided that area completely.
You met with the biological father and mother this past week. Is that at their request, your request? Is that just re-interviewing them again?
That was at the request of law enforcement. It's not uncommon to talk to the family in investigations like this.
It gives me hope that my son's case isn't going to become a cold case.
Seth says that Seth tells me the FBI offering a $50,000 reward is great, but wants more from local law enforcement.
I wish that there was agencies that were emotionally invested to do their job.
Seth has hired a private investigator to continue looking for his son.
I will not fail my son.
That $50,000 reward is enough for someone to come forward with information.
You're awesome. I don't know what's going on, and I'm on a tilt-a-whirl. It's a 15-year-old missing child. He's my son.
The Sumner County Sheriff's Office told Fox 17 News, quote, "No evidence at this time indicating criminal activity is involved," end quote. Seth tells me the FBI offering a $50,000 reward is great, but wants more from local law enforcement.
It's never good enough.
I wish that there was agent.
It's never good enough. He had everybody reeling, signing petitions. Get the FBI involved when they were always involved. Get the FBI involved. Get the FBI involved. And then the FBI gets involved like a motherfucker with a $50K reward. And this motherfucker's like, oh, that's great, but there's always more. Jammers.
That were emotionally invested to do their job.
Let me put it to you like this. If my kid was missing, this is the team I'd want on it.
I wish that there was agencies that were emotionally invested to do their job.
Seth says that
I don't know what's going on, and I'm on a tilt-a-whirl.
Caution there are some social media elements.
Okay, listen to this. This is the TBI spokesperson. Listen what she says about some media elements. She's not just saying YouTube or Facebook. Some media elements. Think of all the fake news that people have been putting out on behalf of Seth.
Out there who purport to have information that is direct from the investigation. I just want to reiterate that that is not the case. Some of the information that is being provided on some of the social media channels is inaccurate, incomplete. We don't want this to damage the investigation, so we would just...
Hear that? Some of it is inaccurate and incomplete. And you know what Tony said to Vinny? He said to Vinny, well, Vinny, I don't think any of the stuff on social media is going to affect the investigation one way or another. We just want Seth cleared. Do you remember him saying that? And here's TBI saying, we don't want this shit to fuck up our investigation, basically.
There are some social media elements out there who purport to have information that is direct from the investigation. I just want to reiterate that that is not the case. Some of the information that is being provided on some of the social media channels is inaccurate, incomplete. We don't want this to damage the investigation.
Okay, so now let's go to Vinnie Politan, Seth Rogers, Court TV. I know I said that was the last video, but I can't stop, won't stop. I'm being an accent bigot? How? What did I say? I don't even know what I said. Cheesy, what did I say? We don't know what we don't know. I think the reward has definitely rocked him too. You know what, Cheesy? I don't even know half the shit that comes out of my mouth.
Will still look.
Okay, that's when he cut him off. Hold on.
Investigation continues. Who interacted with Sebastian, where he could have gone, how this
and I
could
thought
have
it was
happened.
really interesting that Vinny's question of the day was, was Katie really the last one to see Sebastian? Was she?
From your perspective, what are the lingering questions that you see in this case as well?
Listen, this is where he says that about social media.
Well, if you're talking about that situation specifically, Vinny, I mean, clearly she was the last person that was seen with him. There has been no evidence that he ever left the house on his own. So in my mind, what would be the opposite of him leaving the house on his own? It would be leaving the house with somebody. Well, the only somebody, admittingly, by Katie that was in that house was her. So clearly we have some questions there. But my bigger question as Seth's spokesperson, and where I would ask Court TV to give us some assistance is, we have video evidence that shows that Seth was at work. We've had all of his electronic devices that have been seized and dumped. We'd like to know why Seth still hasn't been cleared, or what they might need from Seth and or myself to get him cleared.
So they have not.
Oops. Dang it. Why do I do that all the time? I think it was before that. Because that's where he got cut off. Hold on. Let's go back.
Going on with that alleged thud noise, and who was with him? Was there anyone with him at that moment? Or, bringing me to my next question, was Sebastian's mother the last person to see him? Was she the last one? Was there someone else that came to the house that night? Or is there some other story? Our guests are still with us. Seth Rogers, Sebastian's father, and Tony Mathis, the family spokesperson. Seth, from your perspective, I know you've listened to every potential piece of information that's been available in this case, that's been made available. To me, that thud noise, I've always thought about that, what that could have been if it happened, right? What are your thoughts about Sebastian's mom? Do you believe she's the last person to see Sebastian before he disappeared?
I'd say yes. I mean, he was in her house. She's the one that put him to bed. She'd be the last person to have seen him.
What do you think about that thud noise that she described, the rustling that was going on? I thought about it. I've looked at the house. His room is on the first floor, right? So his window is accessible from the outside?
It would be, I believe, but I know law enforcement went around the house and stated that none of the windows or screens had been tampered with. So as for the thud, I mean, I don't know what she would classify as a thud. If I heard something in her room that would I know I'd go check on him just because I want to make sure he's okay. I mean, he's got medical condition that would
There's that back
definitely
porch.
mean I need to go check on him just to make sure he's okay.
Don't you find it interesting too, knowing that about the ruckus video, that they're showing this back porch area? Do you guys find that to be interesting?
And have you spoken with his mom about that night at all? Have you had any sort of conversation?
They just showed it. There's three
would
steps.
Definitely mean I need to go check.
See, there's 3 steps out of the back porch. And then there's a patio. And then it's fenced in. So was something going on back here? I don't know.
Just to make sure he's okay.
And have you spoken with his mom about that night at all? Have you had any sort of conversation, either just the two of you or with other people there?
He wants to so bad.
Have not had a conversation with her just alone, and probably won't.
Probably won't.
Why is that?
Because every time I want to speak to her, I'm going to have to speak to Chris. Chris wasn't there. I don't know why he needs to be involved in a conversation about what happened that night. And if he was on a phone call, then maybe he can tell us what the thud was.
Putting it on Chris and Katie.
How about the rest of the day leading up to the point that Sebastian got home? Who was the last person other than his mom to see him? And have you spoken with that person?
No, I guess the last person to see him besides mom would be, the waitress at the Texas Roadhouse.
Okay, now, I asked Turlin's kin, did you go to the Texas Roadhouse and try to track down the waitress and see, what their demeanor was? No, I haven't done that. Dang it, Granny, you missed it all. Dang it. What's up, Nancy? Thank you for subscribing. But wouldn't you go talk to the waitress like, hey, my son was here and he went missing hours after he was here. What what did him and his mom, do you remember anything significant? What the heck? Am I muted? Please tell me I'm not muted. Oh, thank God. What's up, Amy? Why'd you're like, Jay, I'm like, oh no, am I muted?
And Tony, as we try to track and figure out who interacted with Sebastian, where he could have gone, how this could have happened. From your perspective, what are the lingering questions that you see in this case as well?
Well, if you're talking about that situation specifically.
Okay, I must not have seen it. Wait, hold on. I got to find that part where he says that about social media, because that was my whole point.
Rogers is with us, and also joining us,
Sorry,
the Rogers
guys.
family spokesperson, Tony Mathis. Thank you both for being here. Appreciate the opportunity to speak with you and the opportunity to speak about Sebastian. Seth, let me begin with you. Is anyone still searching for your missing son?
I am. I have a private investigator that's still working on it. She conducts her searches in private. She has her own volunteer base. We're not going to stop until we find it.
Let me ask you this, Seth. Outside of what you are doing, is this search still active? Let's talk about law enforcement.
From my understanding, law enforcement is still searching. They're doing it privately as well. They're checking in on tips when they come in. If we get tips, we pass them on to them. Same time we get them.
And how is that part going with tips? Are people still providing information when they come across things? And what are your thoughts about?
We still get information. I mean, we still get emails every day. We have a tip site that is up. I put that up. It's a valid tip site for anybody who wants to email or call, wants to be anonymous or whatnot.
Tony, I wanted to bring you in the conversation.
I think
this is a difficult situation. And I understand the onslaught of public attention that this has gotten. And sometimes that's a big positive in keeping Sebastian's face in the public and getting people to know who he is and think about him. And if they see something, hopefully say something. But obviously there can be downsides as well. How is all of this publicity, from your perspective, impacting the search for Sebastian?
Okay, now I just played a clip a few minutes ago where the TBI was saying they don't want certain information from certain social media channels, the information that they're putting out, which is false, to hurt their investigation. Now, listen to Mr. Spokesperson, Mr. Public Relations himself, TikTok Tony.
Well, we don't really believe that any of the media attention, social media attention, any of that is really going to impact what law enforcement's doing one way or another. It does.
See that? We don't think it's going to impact. TBI just said it was. TBI just said it was. And he says, oh, it's not going to impact. Is that why he's playing games? Because he knows it's going to impact. Bing, bong.
Bing, bong.
He knows damn well because the TBI said it. And then he's like, oh, well, we don't think it's going to hurt the case.
Well, we don't really believe that any of the media attention, social media attention, any of that is really going to impact what law enforcement's doing one way or another. It does impact the father, that I represent, Seth.
Then why doesn't he stay off it? So he doesn't care if it impacts the popo, but it impacts theft.
You can't talk to a fucking log.
We thank all the creators out there that continue to keep Sebastian's name out and do it in a positive way. Our message to most of the media attention, more social media than mainstream, is that, we ask that you cover the case in a positive way. If you choose not to do that and back away, that's okay too. But any positive support that we can get for Seth while he's looking for his son is a big deal for us.
I mean, really? We don't think it's going to impact the case. Okay, Tony. Let's go back one more time. TikTok Tony.
On me.
And let's go to the TBI and let's hear what the TBI spokeswoman says about their nonsense.
There are some social media elements out there who purport to have information that is direct from the investigation. I just want to reiterate that is not the case. Some of the information that is being provided on some of the social media channels is inaccurate, incomplete. We don't want this to damage the investigation, so we would just caution.
Yep, listen, this is her caution. This is right from TBI.
Anyone who is following the case to just use some caution as to what you see and what you believe.
And I'm on it.
Did you hear her? Just take caution with what you see and what you believe. And that is my message to you regarding everything we went over tonight. I'm going to play it one more time for those in the back.
Provided on some of the social media channels is inaccurate, incomplete. We don't want this to damage the investigation, so we would just caution anyone who is following the case to just use some caution as to what you see and what you believe.
And I'm on a tilt-a-whirl.
So if you're going to believe someone who's on a fucking tilt-a-whirl, why is he on a tilt-a-whirl? I'm on a tilt-a-whirl. He's shaking. He's quivering. He's scared.
We're emotionally invested to do their job.
Seth has hired a private investigator to continue looking for his son.
I will not fail my son.
That $50,000 reward is enough for someone to come forward with information.
I don't know what's going on, and I'm on a tilt-a-whirl. It's a 15-year-old missing child.
He's my son.
He's my son.
He's my son. All right, guys. We're going to end it on that. He does seem nervous. A tilt-a-whirl. I'm on a tilt-a-whirl. This reward, flung and slung, is what I'm telling you. Things are flung and slung right now. You're going to see a lot of CYA.
I mean, I'm sure there was stuff flung and slung.
It's kind of like warning you of an election year. You're going to see lots flung and slung because the heat is on.
$50,000 reward is enough for someone to come forward with information.
I don't know what's going on, and I'm on a tilt-a-whirl. It's a 15-year-old missing child. He's my son.
All right, guys. Well, let me know what you think in the comment section below if you are replaying this. And until then, I will see you in the next one. Thank you, moderators. And thank you, everyone, for your generosity during this stream. I will see you guys later. So much for watching. If you enjoyed this live stream or video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on my latest content. Want to take it a step further?
Bring it all in.
And join our community clickers by becoming a Patreon or a YouTube member. You'll get exclusive access to our Discord server, special channel perks, and much more. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.
Click, 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 click. It's real easy, man.
Bring it all in.
And join our community.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. 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 You wanna be with me. You wanna feel something real, but I'm feeling differently. You're making plans to get to friends, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time, I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that. Staying up late, sleeping all day, dreaming about Cadillacs. Buying new shoes, hanging by the pool, sipping on Coke and Jack. Calling my phone when you feel alone, but I'll never call you back. 'Cause I ain't got time, I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that. I don't give a damn, I don't really care about you and your problems. In the name of Jesus, Father God, Lord. Way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. 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 Coming in hot. You're mad at me for not giving you comfort.
I heard it.
You say that I'm away so much, and now you don't feel the way you felt when we were younger. But that's okay for me, 'cause I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn.
It's okay.
You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems.
Hi, Jennifer.